Good afternoon, Twitch. I am Spooked, and welcome to the first game of the first day of the Shoot for the Stars 12 Days of Wishmas charity tournament sponsored by Skulls. Skulls provides high quality accessories and apparel, including shirts, sweaters, bags, hats, and way more. Special thanks to them for making this tournament possible. Each weekend, now through December 20th, we're going to be coming at you with some awesome Overwatch games featuring teams from around the country, all while raising money for an amazing cause, Make-A-Wish, Georgia. After our previous tournament, we've really set the bar high. Previously, we were able to raise over $3,000 for this awesome cause, but I know that we can do even better this time around. So once again, I'm Spooked, and I'm here with Kobayashi. Kobayashi, how you doing today, man?
I am doing fantastic, and honestly, I'm very excited. And like you were saying, last tournament we managed to raise just about 3,000 and above dollars to just wonderful charity. But with this one, yeah, like you said, I'm hoping that we raise even more, and I
Absolutely.
believe
I mean,
we also have some incentives.
oh yes, we've got some excellent incentives. You wanna throw them out there for us? Tell us what we can do for these lovely people donating to us.
Sure. So, those of you who are currently viewing the stream at home, if you want to make a donation to Make-A-Wish Georgia, there are some incentives. So, if you send a $75 individual donation, you can actually get us, the casters, to do ASMR voice for one map. If you do $150 in an individual donation, you can get us to do an uwu voice. If we raise $250 during a single match, the chat actually gets to pick a hero for both teams to implement into their comps. 500, the chat is able to get to pick the next map, and $750 will force both teams to play Paris. But regardless, um, any donation will help. So just keep them coming, keep them flowing.
No, I gotta say, when I was first reading through these donation perks, I was a little bit nervous about that uwu voice. Like, I think, that's gonna be, I think I can do that. It's gonna be a little bit difficult, but whatever, we can make it work. But I gotta say, more than anything else, I really, really want to see that force the next map to be Paris, and I think it speaks to just how much people really are not fans of this map. I'd be
Yeah.
very, very curious to see if we can make that happen. And I can deal with the awoo, but if I was on the gaming end, that Paris man, that's gonna hurt.
Oof, yeah. Paris is a very disliked map across the Overwatch community, and there's a reason why it's not in the competitive map pool. But real quick, I just want to go ahead and maybe break down some of the teams. So today we have the ERAU Eagles versus the Pogchampions. I believe we did see ERAU Eagles in a scrim not too long ago, but I'm definitely curious to see what Pogchampions are capable of.
Yeah, I haven't had the chance to watch Pogchampions playing anything quite yet, but like you were saying, ERAU Eagles, excuse me, we did see them play earlier, and they showed they showed out. They did a great job. They really showed that they were capable of playing the game and playing the game well. So it'll be very interesting to see what kind of games we have going on here. We got a great couple series of games. I mean, today alone we have the two games going on as well, and then the games going all the way through December 20th. So the finals will be on the 20th as well too. So got a pretty great bracket. Lots of opportunities to raise some money for a great cause, and lots of opportunities to see some really really interesting competitive Overwatch going on today. I'm
Hmm.
very thrilled about this.
Absolutely. And speaking of the bracket, real quick, so there's going to be so this tournament is double elimination. So there's of course a winners side and a losers side, but here at Shoot for the Stars, we like to call it the redemption bracket. So even if you drop a match, doesn't mean you're going to go home right away. You still have a chance to make it through a loser's side or redemption side. And actually, we're about to jump right into it. So the first map will be Lijiang Tower.
Really, really, this is personally one of my favorite maps. I'm always a sucker for any sort of King of the Hill type variations, and this was one that I've really always enjoyed playing on. I don't really think any variation, any of the three maps feel off. I've just really enjoyed this kind of format, and I think we can see some really interesting brawls coming out in this type of format as well too. So I'm pretty excited about this one. Really glad to see this here.
Yeah. And right now, looking at the comps for either team, it looks like on the side of the ERAU Eagles, we got a Sigma Roadhog comp, a comp that was very strong not too long ago. And on the other side, on the Pogchampions, we got the classic Ryan Zarya tank line. So I'm curious to see how either teams will brawl. And here we go. First map, Lijiang Tower, ERAU Eagles versus Pogchampions. Let's get it going.
Immediately getting a little bit of contact there. Just trying to kind of feel each other out, scope out what each other's comps are running.
Yeah, oh, and there it is. Big O strikes with the hook and shoot combo, and just like that, it looks like the ERAU Eagles are going to be fighting a man ahead, and Big O charging ahead. This man shows no fear with his Roadhog.
Big O really, and then like we talked about this in the earlier game as well too. Yeah, his hooks have been absolutely on point, been very good with the positioning. I mean, we saw there right off the bat, Discord was on Reaper, Big O immediately hits the hook on the Reaper, guarantees the kill, and then pushes in and just manages to get another hook yet again, and then pops the flank right around Reinhardt and really just secures that fight for him. Great use of his positioning there.
Mm-hmm. One of the scariest things of going against a really good Roadhog is if they hit their hooks, like, you are scared to play in their range. And Big O's gonna go for another flank. He gets the Ana, doesn't land the kill, but the damage has been done. Toast is gonna clean up in internal off the map, and another nice hook should secure another fight win for the Eagles.
Yeah, and relatively early on in that fight, we saw that Nate the Beast did manage to actually get stuck in a trap. Man, Big O just walking all over them with the whole hog, really commanding that map there. But unfortunately, Nate the Beast was out of the fight for most of that there. He did get caught in the Junkrat trap. And like you said, that early hook, even if he wasn't able to completely secure the pick on the Ana, really added a lot of damage and just made it so that after that, it was very hard to recover. I think what we're seeing here is that the ERAU Eagles have really kind of built their comp around the idea of just, if the hog gets a hook, we're going to guarantee that hook is dead. No way to get around it.
Right. And meanwhile, on the side of the Pogchampions, there is going to be a composition switch. Mini Ninja managed to get a kill, but Ninja pulls the Death Blossom. But meanwhile, the Pogchampions are charging ahead. They might get the flip here, but they're going to have to do it soon. 90% and counting for the Eagles.
Pogchampions have moved on to point now, and it's going to be a little bit of a protracted fight here as the Trance does come out. Or, excuse me, the Coalescence does come out.
Dollops gets a kill on Big Kahuna, but there's some trades, but it looks like it might favor the Eagles. And just like that, looks like they're just going to clean up. Only Fornick is left on the point. The baby diva now out of her mech. And it's just delaying the inevitable, it seems, at this point. Nate the Beast going to maybe try something here. He does have the Death Blossom, but gets shuts down by Big O. And that should be point number one. But Pogchampions are still trying to stay in somehow. Mini Ninja just on the ball, spinning around. But Big O just gonna clean everything up and pull a celebratory whole hog to finish point number one.
Man, that was it was very, you could tell that Pogchampions was really having some difficulty pushing into that. I think ERAU Eagles had excellent use of their ability cooldowns and of their ultimate economy. They really didn't seem to have much in the way of things that were wasted. Really, the only thing that comes to mind is Rob did attempt to get out his Gravitic Flux, and unfortunately was shot down by the rock coming from, I believe that was either Fornick or Mini Ninja. So it was still it was all in all. ERAU Eagles had some really excellent ability usage, really excellent positioning, and again, Big O just some really commanding hooks, guaranteeing that pretty much no fight that Pogchampions went into was a fair fight in their favor, or in their favor rather. It was just every single time it was one-sided type fight. Oh man,
What it looks
teleporter
like.
coming out.
Yeah, no, I do like this setup. It basically makes sure that like you're on the point first, you're already fighting an advantage, and just like that, the positioning is extremely good for the ERAU Eagles. That Sim teleporter guarantees that they're on the point first, and they're the ones to set the pace.
And that telly gave them a really interesting option. Big O was positioning himself towards the main door onto the point, and normally in that kind of position, you'd run the risk of getting pinced off and possibly isolated, really burst down. But that teleporter really gave him a great escape option, so that if he needed to get out of there, like he did, and then move into the team fight with the rest of the team, he was really easily able to avoid getting any sort of pick against him.
Ooh, a good hook from Mini Ninja, but Big whoa, still somehow managed to find the kill. Here come the rest.
What a loss how Big O did not die there. His supports had to absolutely be keeping him up the entire time there.
Yeah, that they did. And Big Kahuna not want to be outdone. He's gonna sling some orbs. He gets a triple kill. My goodness.
While in the trap, nonetheless.
Nathan Beat finally takes down Big O, but Big Kahuna 99. Oh my goodness. Really living up to his name. He is just slinging those orbs.
And this is going to be a very difficult push for Pogchampions to push in here. They're coming up on some of their ults. They'll have the Death Blossom up. They have the Nano Boost ready so they can run a kind of Beyblade-esque comp here. But we do still have the Transcendence, and we also have the Coalescence. So a lot of defensive / offensive ults ready here. Lots of damage kind of taken at the beginning. We'll see what happens.
I'm mostly going to be paying attention to Dollops' Riptire coming up in here, but he may not get to pull it. And Nate the Beast gets his ult got shut down again. Just the Eagles are doing such a good job just playing around. An anonymous Epico, they're gonna join Fornick off to the side there.
That I see the choice there, but I'll be curious to see if that's actually going to that might end up biting him a little bit. I don't know. Lucio does manage to get onto the point.
Rob, however, gets a double kill with the Gravitic Flux. Just a powerful ultimate. The Pogchampions are going to do their best to maybe get some final touches, but in the end, the ERAU Eagles, a very strong initial performance from them.
Yeah, and that was commanding. That was a really strong showing on that first point. And God, we were talking about it, but Big O and O and Kahuna really both were showing out there. It really just goes to show just how much of a threat Zenyatta, even as a support, can be when he's on the side. If he really slips in and kind of gets on the flank and is just able to rein it in, he had some really excellent Discord orbs, really excellent Harmony orbs to keep everybody up. And they did such a great job of making sure that anybody on their team that got out of position was saved. I think ERAU Eagles very rarely actually lost one of their teammates to a pick. Most of the times it was just kind of a mid-fight death, and sometimes it just happens.
Yeah. Yeah, just again, like you were saying, Big Kahuna just showing the power of Zen. Like, if we want to, like, if we look to the pro scene for Overwatch, like we know just how deadly Zenyatta left unchecked can really be, and like Big Kahuna showing some of those signs. But I definitely I think Pogchampions could maybe adjust their gameplay going into map number 2, which just letting the folks know at home, this is going to be their choice. So the loser of the last map usually gets the next choice for the map. So maybe they could pick a map where maybe Big OO's Roadhog may not be able to get as much work done, and maybe they can formulate a composition to maybe to counter his powerful Roadhog.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a lot of what they're going to have to build around, and like I was kind of talking about on the first map of Lijiang Tower, the first point of Lijiang Tower, their comp, the ERAU Eagles comp seems to be built around being certain that when somebody is picked, when somebody is pulled by the hog, they're shut down quickly, and it made it very difficult for anybody to kind of escape that situation. So even despite having the Zarya Rhyme, where you do have access to that bubble to kind of give somebody else a little bit more of an escape when that hook comes out, possibly it was just issues with positioning, and it was maybe just a big OO with really hitting those hooks on exactly where he needed to make sure that Zarya couldn't defend against those hooks. So it might need to be. It might need to be, like you were saying, just something building around countering that a little bit better. But I think in general, Pogchampions, they did do a good job of showing what they needed to do. It was just ERA Eagles did such a good job of capitalizing and making the fights unfair. So if you can get Pogchampions, I think, into the fights without having a pick, I think they'll have a lot more luck in these upcoming games here.
Control or King of the Hill, it may not be such a good indicator of the potential of a team, because there are times when a team could win or play a very close map number one, and then there's a big flip for the rest of the maps. So we'll see if Pog Champions can adjust their game plan, and it looks like we're going to be going to Rialto here.
Yeah, this will be a nice change of pace. I think one of the things that you can run into with those control type maps is that you have a team just kind of get very acclimated to that one specific region. But of course, with something a little bit more dynamic like Rialto, where you're actually moving the payload and moving through the map as it goes, it gives the teams a little bit more opportunity to flex and vary. I don't think we saw a single, at least on individual maps, I don't think we saw a single change in the roster of ERA Eagles, but Pogchampions seemed a lot. Now, of course, it was working for them. They really didn't need to change much, but Pogchampions was mixing things up a good bit. So I'll be curious to see if they can kind of use that kind of adaptability here to make things work a little bit better for them on Rialto, where they can kind of mix things up, be prepared to change things around, and be prepared to adjust their comp as needed, versus what seemed to be a little bit more of a consistent kind of attitude coming from the Eagles.
Mm-hmm. Real quick, I do want to give an update for as far as the donations go. So far, we have raised a nice $41. So keep it coming, guys. But it's great to already see that we're already racking in some of the money.
Absolutely. Love to see it going. And as terrified as I am of the idea of doing a uwu voice, I would love to see that happen. I promise listeners that I will do the absolute best that I can. If we have to hit that, that's gonna be pretty interesting. But while we're waiting here for the game to start again as well, just wanted to throw out another quick thank you to our sponsor, Skulls here. Skulls really has done an awesome job. I actually ended up winning a backpack from the previous tournament here, and they are super well made, very nice. They've got a lot of really cool accessories, ability to kind of route your chargers through through the backpack, and also connect your phones and have the headphones kind of coming out of your bag. Really cuts down on the amount of stuff that you have to carry around. So great gear. Thank you for sponsoring, and looks like we're just about to get ready started here on the next map, which, as you said, Kobayashi, is going to be Rialto.
Yes, indeed. So, I'm actually curious to know why they did pick this map. It's actually a fairly strong map for Roadhog, especially on the first point where if Roadhog lands the hooks, just is able to just pull them into the water below. But we'll just have to see. But I do like the Orisa here coming out from either teams. Maybe they want to get a halt off, but
And we are seeing a little bit of a roster mix-up here. Big OO is moving off of tank and moving on to support. So the Roadhog is still present, but we're no longer looking at Big OO on the Roadhog. I'll be curious to see what Ninja can show us on that position. And just as I say that...
Well, point proven. He's good. He can land those soaks. And another one!
Oh my god!
Turns out there are two amazing Roadhogs. Not just Big OO, but also Ninja. Although he is anti right now, but Rob, not to be outdone, he gets a boop kill of his own there.
Yeah, and just like you were saying, this is a really difficult map to maneuver around with these hazards. These hazards, I mean, we've already seen those account for, I think, 3 of the deaths that Pogchampions have seen. And, oh man, they kind of just kept trickling there. I think that may have been a little bit of a misplay. Might have wanted to see them back, the tanks back up a little bit more, but they may have been just trying to farm a little bit more alt charge before they decided to call it quits there.
Yeah. I want to maybe see if perhaps maybe one of the DPS maybe goes for a flank here across the left side bridge from the defender's perspective, because maybe you can get a flank off. Although here comes the flux, let's see if it gets anything done. But Ninja is just gonna pop his whole not his whole hog, but his breather, just to make sure that he stays alive. But this is exactly what I was talking about. Nate the Beast is gonna be taking a wild flank here to maybe get some damage in. But Big Kahuna, as the Orisa, just getting some extra picks in here. Really nice.
Oof, man, just gonna be a little bit of a cleanup here. Rob had, as you were talking about the flank coming out from Pogchampions, Rob kind of decided to do one of his own. Moved in, popped that barrage right on top of them, but was hit by really nice sleep by Internal. Well-timed sleep, and unfortunately just wasn't able to capitalize despite the sleep there. There's just too much going on for them to really make much use of it.
I will say, there is, both DPS ults are coming up online for the side of Pogchampions, so maybe oh no, but Ninja steps up the side! That might be the thing that Pogchamps need to go ahead, and Nate the Beast, the Nano Visor, is gonna just tear through the side of the ERAU Eagles, and finally they're able to get the payload rolling here.
Definitely, that was a really excellent hold on the part of ERAU Eagles. They did a really great job here. In fact, they'll probably still be in a position. They held them so far forward to still have another fight here moving into this. But without that Nano Visor, I don't know if we would have been able to see the fight push. But we still do have a high noon coming up, so this might be looking good here.
And actually, looks like the Pogchamps is gonna cap the point. There was a really good anti-nade from Internal to just deny some of the healing. So that was able to make sure that Big OO and Ninja actually got picked very early. So Pogchampions continuing to just push the payload forward with this double shield setup.
Yeah, they've got a great hang of momentum here on their side now, really kind of moving around, and they, at this point now, only now just seeing some ults come out and some dig-in coming from ERAU Eagles.
Oh, a nice sleep from Internal to shut down Rob, and some damage after the use of the Flux, but it looks like that's just going to get shut down.
Gravitic Flux definitely got shut down, but Electric Cowboy coming out, and it's really hard to do much about that when you're kind of caught out. Unfortunately, Anonymous was caught out in the main area, and it was easy pickings for Dolobs to go ahead and take him out. The Tac Visors come out and counter for each other.
But here comes the Nano Reinhardt, the Shatter! He lays it down, but is there any follow-up? I don't know. But it looks like both teams are just gonna just back off from each other, just get healed up and continue to poke and maybe farm more ultimates here. Big Kahuna just getting some maximum charge. Max charge Zarya is extremely scary. So they gotta watch out for the beam.
Here too, yeah. Oh, nice interruption on that Resurrector there. Really well done.
Yep, but once the dragon comes in, it looks like the ERAU Eagles are gonna stop the Pogchampions' momentum here for a little bit, as we're just about coming onto just a minute left in the time bank for Pogchampions.
All in all, though, Pogchampions has really done a good job of kind of recovering from that initial sort of difficulty that they were experiencing there. They had a lot of momentum. They were able to basically push the map or push the objective for almost 2/3 of the map, almost uncontested, and it's really actually gotten here that they're starting to see a little bit more of a resistance coming up. And the ultimate charges are a little bit in the favor of Pogchampions, so they do have a little bit more in their toolkit to work with.
That's a very good pick. Dollops takes out Rob, although it does get immediately res. Oh! That was huge! Ninja recognizing the fact that that Wilhelm wanted to drop the beat and just pins him before he can get it off. A really smart play from him, and actually gets 4 or 5 picks there. So now the Pogchampions are gonna have to rush, but I don't know if they can touch the point in time.
Ninja is able to get on, or not Ninja, excuse me, Warnick is able to just get on, but just barely.
Dollops does get a pick onto Rob, but the numbers might just be too much for Pogchampions to get anything done here. Dollops gonna try to touch the point, and Mini Ninja does get Big Kahuna. They're still touching the point, but where are the reinforcements? I don't know if they're gonna get there in time, and unfortunately, Pogchampions is gonna have to settle for capping A and getting a little bit more progress going into B. But nicely done from them to regain a little bit of momentum there after just a great point A hold from the Eagles.
Absolutely, they really took it. Pogchampions really took that and said, okay, well, we may not have been able to get a lot of time or get a lot of distance off of this first one. It took us a lot of time to really get things moving, but they really were able to take a pretty sizable chunk of speed and chunk of time without having to be contested much at all. And ERAU Eagles really just at the end, you just really saw some really nice ult coordination to kind of shut down that momentum and guarantee the win. Like you were saying, that really excellent charge that came out that denied the beat drop, that was absolutely huge. Probably resulted in a win of that fight. And then on the follow-up is that as well too, we had the Graviton Surge that came out, and I think they probably had 4 people caught in that. So really great use of the Graviton Surge, great timing, and just in general really good use of the abilities and the cooldowns, which I think is what we saw that was doing them previous map as well too, was the really huge use of ability cooldowns and making sure to time things at, use them when they needed to and hold off on using them for when they were the most critical.
Absolutely. So here we now looks like the Eagles are actually going to be going for a dive offense here. I like this option here, but Dollops is going to be maybe clicking some heads with the Widowmaker. Widow did get nerfed, so she now is a little bit more squishy with only 175 more health, but that doesn't mean that she's any less dangerous if she clicks your head. And just like that, Big OO goes down! However, Rob, not to be outdone, gets Wilhelm.
It's really good positioning on Dollops' point, really harassing the Ana, but unfortunately there was just so much support that was coming out, or Big Owo's positioning rather, and Dollops just make sure that they weren't able to do much off of it.
There is some trades, but Nate the Beast with the Soldier 76, using that buff he recently got to just take out 2 and ensure that his team gets more time on their defense.
Unfortunately, I think that Nano came out on the wrong target there.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, the Nano Mercy, maybe not the best target to get on. And Nate the Beast is gonna get a couple kills with the attack visor, and I think Ninja is just gonna pop the primal to maybe to switch up here. Although he actually is gonna get out just fine.
I probably didn't want to feed too much more alt charge, but I think you're right. Probably expecting to see a little bit of a switch, and sure enough, now we're looking to see a little bit more of a brawler type composition. Double sniper though, kind of interesting choice as far as DPS here.
That is a pretty nicely positioned Diva Bomb. It does take out Internal, and Rob gets 3 kills with the Hanzo, using the arrows, finding their mark, and now the Eagles are going to be pushing forward here. And Dalek's just gonna suicide off the bridge there. Not much he could really do. And Big O Whoa, his Widow is now coming up online here.
And interestingly, we are seeing that Pogchampions are trying to make contact here, but I couldn't get quite close enough to really actually stall that point enough here.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether or not I like that choice, because now you know, they're just giving him more ult charge. Anonymous with a nano boost, and Rob has the dragons if he wants to unleash it. Meanwhile, on the side of Pogchampions, they do have quite a big bank of ultimates themselves. Fortnite going to be using the supercharger here, and Mini Ninja using his ult as well. And again, just more ults being popped by Pogchampions, just to make sure that they hold here.
Nate the Beast had some really excellent positioning right there. You could tell that Internal was looking for that and ready with the ultimate, or ready with the nano visor as soon as possible. That came out just at the right time. Did a really good job of securing that fight for them. Nate the Beast just tore into the sides there. They made sure to specifically wait until the supports were not covered by the Reinhardt, didn't have any access to shield or protection, and then just tore into the flank there.
A good shatter, but Ninja, it was anti, but still finds the kill on the Wilhelm, which is huge, because he's the only one on the side of Pogchampions who has an ultimate. And here comes the ERAU Eagles cleaning up the members of Pogchampions, and this should be another map win for them. Nicely done.
And then, like you were saying, just that was that shatter was absolutely enormous. While it only hit one target, it only hit the Lucio. That was so critical because he was the only one with ult, and with such a hugely strong defensive ult like beat drop, it's going to be really difficult. Oh gosh, again seeing that charge directly into that Lucio getting ready to drop the beat, that was just absolutely incredible. But the shatters, really, the ult utilization from the tanks on that map, I think that was probably the deciding factor for the ERAU Eagles. They just did such a great job of using their ult in the right spot and using that to just command the map control. It was really impressive.
Absolutely. Real quick, I do want to go to that other fight before that Pogchamps did end up winning. While they did win the fight, I want to say they used a little bit too many of their ultimates, I would say. Because they committed pretty much everything except for the beat drop to that fight, and while they did win it, it basically ensured that going into that last engagement, that ERA Eagles basically had everything they needed to just push the payload over the line.
Yeah, absolutely right. And then the ult utilization, the ult economy, it's just something that you have to be so careful of in this kind of situation, especially when the teams are as coordinated as they are. If they know that you've popped a lot of ults, you can bet that they're going to be capitalizing off of that situation. So it was just so many ults, so many resources committed to that fight. It's just going to make it so much more difficult, especially when you had that early pick on the beat drop on Lucio right at the beginning of the next fight. Like you said, going into that fight with no ultimates when the other team is a little bit more stacked, it's very difficult to do much of anything there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But I do want to say though that we did see a lot more of Pogchampions' potential. Like
Absolutely.
I think once they get their momentum going, they can really get some work done. But the Eagles did a good job, you know, of kind of calming down and stopping that momentum. But I think if Pogchampions just keep keep the ball rolling, they might get a map win and tie up or at least get another point on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are looking at a 3 out of 5 scenario here, so by no means are the Pogchampions knocked out of this tournament quite yet. And of course, like we were talking about earlier, it is double elimination, so we do still have the redemption bracket. So even whichever team does unfortunately lose this round, they're still going to be moving on to the redemption bracket and still very much have a chance at the top position. So the game is by no means over. There's still a lot of Overwatch left to be played, and I think you're right. Pogchampions really came together a lot better on this game than they were showing on the previous one. They showed that they can do that coordination, that they can have those good positioning, that they can have those really good flanks. I think Nate the Beast really showed up here, really showed just how well he could position himself, get around the enemy team, and really kind of start biting into the flanks there to distract and ultimately secure some nice picks. So I don't think the game is over by any means. I'll be curious to see what map we're moving to after this. Speak of the devil, it looks like we're looking to my personal favorite, some King's Row, and I'm very excited for this.
Oh, I am also excited. I think I can speak for almost everyone in the Overwatch community when I say that a lot of people really love King's Row. There's so many. It's just a well balanced map, and perhaps the most well balanced map in the entire game. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I love
go
seeing
ahead.
anything on this one.
Hmm. Absolutely, I do too. I do too. I mean, who knows? Maybe we might see some Reinhardt Zari. Very one of the mill comp, especially on King's Row. We might also maybe we might see more double shield action. Maybe we see some dive, but we'll just have to see. I'm very excited to see what either team comes up with here.
And both teams did initially show that they have a pretty decent presence on the snipers, on the Widow, on the Hanzo. So I think there's a strong possibility that at least for sure on this first point we're going to see a little bit of a sniper duel coming out as well too. I'd love to personally. I'm all for the idea of seeing a Reinhardt Zarya composition. I can always been a tank main pretty much since day one, and no map to me screams I like playing tank better than this map. So I'm really excited to see any of that play coming out on here. I'll be very thrilled for it.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, since you brought up snipers, it brings immediately to mind that one play where this was during the Goats era, I think, but basically the 5 members of the team just took a long flank through the hotel and up and around, but they had their 6th player who was playing with Widow stay in spawn and just snipe people from the back. But that was just a great play. But I don't know if the teams are that coordinated enough to do that. But regardless, we're already in here. We're just about to start on King's Row, and right now the Eagles. We talked about the Ryan Zarya, and here it is. They're showing us the Ryan Zarya.
And I think one of the things that's really surprised me the most about this team is just how much the Eagles really swapped their roster around a lot. I mean, we saw Big OO initially starting out on the tank, on the Roadhog, and he's really kind of moved around playing some DPS, and Big Kahuna again also started out on support. So they seem to have a lot of flexibility, which I think is going. It counts a lot for their team when they can be that versatile with what they're playing.
Absolutely, but Pogchampions are also going to be running a Ryan Zarya comp of their own, so we got a mirror brawl as far as the tanks are concerned. And the Pogchampions is going to be charging forward, already taking the point, but the Eagles were just waiting for him in the back. However, Fortnite takes out Toast. The Big O does take out the enemy Zarya, and it looks like the Eagles are going to stabilize here. But Dallas is just going to get an exit kill onto Anonymous.
I gotta say I was a little skeptical about how that would work. It was a really interesting kind of bait strategy. but they did a great job of coordinating off of it. I think that surprise that was brought onto the Pogchampions really did a lot to make it so that they couldn't really get on their feet and fight that fight properly.
Right. Okay. The Wilhelm does take out Big OO's turret, so that's going to be some damage and also some ult gain lost there. I do like Dollops' swap onto the Hanzo because he could play for that win con with the Grab Dragons, but here we go. The Pogchampions are charging forward, but the Coalescence might just shut that down. And yep, that's going to be another fight win for the Eagles.
And good ult utilization. They really only had to burn Anonymous's ult there. Of course, Anonymous is going to be hitting that pretty quickly as Moira, and now Big OO has the Molten Core online. We've got Graviton Surge coming up and Shatter, and the ult economy is swinging a little bit towards ERAU Eagles, but that's definitely not to say that Pogchampions can't make up for that. Kind of taking a little bit of a different attack approach here.
Oh, Rob was waiting in the back line. He was patient. He waited for Pogchampions to just charge the hotel, and he just shot him in the back. He does kind of press Q and might have wasted the Death Blossom there, but honestly, with the way his teams are winning the fights, that might just have been a celebratory Death Blossom there.
Yeah, I really would like to see Pogchampions capitalize off of that. I mean, we don't have as many big ults available right now. Sure enough, Rob gets picked kind of early fight there, but now we have the ult advantage very clearly swinging towards Pogchampions. Let's see what they can make happen here.
Here comes the Graviton Surge, but Nate the Beast in the back! 3K Death Blossom! He's like, you want to waste your Death Blossom? Well, I'll show you that I don't waste my ultimate. I'm gonna get value. I am gonna get 3 kills with this.
That's unfortunate too. Internal does get picked, or Ninja does manage to pin the Reaper there. That's gonna make that fight a little bit more difficult here.
However, Rob, he's blinking around the point as the Tracer, but the Graviton Surge will surely seal the deal here. But Rob, he's still going. He's not done. A Shatter committed! For somehow, someway, the Eagles are gonna stabilize the fight!
Was very surprising. I thought that fight was almost completely in the bag for Pogchampions there. It looked like they had all but guaranteed it. The Graviton Surge directly off of the point so that they weren't touching the point and they got free charge off of that. I thought that was guaranteed.
Even bigger sleep dart. Kahuna should go down, yeah. Especially after getting antied. And alright, here we go. Here come the rest of the Pogchampions. If they can take out Ninja, that could put him in a good advantage. A nice anti-nade to make sure that he couldn't get any more healing. And surely this has to be the cap for the Pogchampions. And it looks like it will be so. After a chaotic fight, they finally get the cap.
That was hard fought to say the least. I mean, there was so much that had to be committed. There was so much that just that. I mean, I feel like that fight should have ended previously. It should have ended on, or that point should have ended on the previous fight. I'm not 100% certain what happened there, but I think they probably could have done a lot more damage to everybody in the Graviton if they just stayed instead of having that charge. So maybe a little bit of a misplay there, but it's okay. It happens. They've got the point now. They are moving in with a pretty solid ult advantage.
That they are. Meanwhile, you still got Big Kahuna on the flank. Rob gonna use the Storm Arrows to take out Big Kahuna, but again, just the Eagles are just charging forward. They're just, they don't care. They're gonna just gonna pull a little pincer maneuver and just collapse on you.
And the Coalescence really kind of pretty much guaranteed that fight was going to win, but good discipline on the part of Pogchampions. They knew that fight wasn't going to really swing too well in their favor. They didn't use a single ult. Now they're moving in with a completely full ult bank. So, assuming they can, be smart about this and not overcommit and not use too many of the resources, they've got some good potential for momentum going on here.
Yeah, they have all of their ultimates. Nate the Beast with the Nano Visor. It's gonna hurt, surely. a nice sleep dart onto the brig, and both Reinhardts are going down. But I think this should be the an advantage for on the side of the Pogchampions.
And Dragon just kind of forces everybody else off the point. I think we're probably going to see, like you were saying, a little bit of a disengage here, just kind of harassment from the ERAU Eagles. Rob pushing in on point, though. Interesting.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to just die on point, maybe just to buy his team a little bit more at time. He will have another Dragons online, and this is the last, potentially the last fight, I should say, before point B. Oh, but a nice stick from Big Owo onto the Lucio. However, Pogchampions charging ahead, dollops with 2 kills of his own on the Hanzo. And I don't think the Eagles have the numbers to contest, so Pogchampions going to be securing point B here.
Yeah, and I just want to really call out Nate the Beast's positioning there. He was up on the rafters directly behind the ERAU Eagles and really just laying into him from the side. They didn't really do anything to contest that, and I think just that constant source of damage. Oh, big block.
Nicely done, and a nice counter pin. However, unfortunately for Nick was in the middle of those dragons, so he would have probably died either way. However, there were some trades coming up from either team, but you still got some members of either team on the point. Nice shatter to maybe take out Big Kahuna, but the healing is too good. Meanwhile, Big Owo takes out Internal, and this might be ERAU Eagles getting a hold here.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit close here. I think Pogchampions does still have the chance to kind of turn this around, and at minimum, as long as they avoid any picks here, they might be able to make this a serious fight in the next push. But just as I say that,
oh, this gravitic flux is huge, especially when comboed with the dragons there. And Rob gets a kill on the, and he gets 2. Ninja gets the Baby Diva. And that might be the end of the Pogchampions offense there, but they did manage to push it halfway into C. So good job from them, showing some life here.
yeah, that was a really nice turnaround from that first point after what they were working with on the first set. It was they did a great job of really kind of rallying and making a serious push off of that. I was very impressed with how they managed to kind of turn that around there. And I mean, they've definitely, Pogchampions have definitely like done what they needed to do. They've done a good job of showing that they can be a little bit more disciplined with their ult usage. You know, when, like I was saying on that first fight after point A, they really were moving in with 6 ultimates and did a great job of making sure to keep only use the ultimates that they needed to win the fight. You know, they started out with just a nano visor, and then afterwards followed up with I believe that was the with the shatter as well too, but kept things at like a low limit as far as like we only going to use what we need to use, no more, no less, to make sure that we win this fight here.
Absolutely, and I think a big important thing in Overwatch is not only ult economy and ult usage, but also understanding your win cons. They understood that they only need to commit this ultimate and this ultimate to win the fight, and I think that's very important. But what is this on this? The Eagles might be running the Symmetra teleporting Bastion strategy here. An interesting one to say the least, but I mean, who knows? It might work. Oh boy, they're just gonna put him on top of the statue, the ultimate positioning, but he does get hooked. And okay, that was a little cheeky, but I don't think Pogchampions are gonna fall for that so easily. However, that may not matter. The Eagles are just gonna use the beam from Symmetra just to take people out and get a super quick cap here onto A. So even though the Bastion got picked first, it didn't matter.
Yeah, I think that the Bastion positioning up top just provided enough of a distraction that everybody was looking up. They were all focused on that, and they couldn't keep their eyes peeled and also focus on the main line that was pushing in and attacking. And we do see a switch off of the Bastion now, which I think is the right choice. Like you were saying, they're probably not going to fall for that a second time, but it only took that first time. And ERAU Eagles has saved an enormous amount of time versus Pogchampions on that first point. I mean, Pogchampions had to go all the way to overtime for it.
Oh, the Nano Tracer in the back and a massive shadow coming out from Ninja. A team kill. There's the notification, and a extremely clean fight from the Eagles.
And that was very minimal ultimate usage, used exactly where they needed to, and they not only did they minimize the amount of ults that they used, they got extremely good value out of the ult that they used. I mean, that shatter was enormous. The barrier coming out from Symmetra was extremely well placed, really cut up the point. It was a really great fight on ERAU Eagles' part.
Oh no, they couldn't touch in time, and a nice triple kill from Big Kahuna. I don't. This could come back to bite Pogchampions in the back, because now all the Eagles have to do is just round the corner, and the box of victory is right there.
Switch onto Monkey just to get on and touch the point, but unfortunately immediately just gets vaporized.
Ninja takes out Nate the Beast. There is a Nano Diva on the point, but Internal goes down. That's a lot of healing off the table for the Pogchampions, and one by one they're just falling to the members of the Eagles, and that is gonna be it. GG's in the chat, and the Eagles gonna take this match home.
That was impressively well done. That was Eagles really. I mean, Pogchampions was looking very good, but Eagles, especially on that offense position there, that was impressive. They were extremely clinical about the way they went through that. They didn't really seem to have any sort of difficulty getting their feet underneath them or anything like that. It was very, very surgical use of their ultimates. Everything about that play was just, it was impressively well done. Very smooth. They really did an amazing job there. That was. I mean, both teams played extremely well, but I am really impressed with ERAU Eagles, and I think they're probably a team to be watching throughout the length of this tournament here.
Absolutely. I do want to give some credit to Pogchampions, because especially on the last two maps, they really showed their capabilities, and I would say that there were some times when the Eagles were they were pressured, like especially when they Pogchampions gained momentum, but they did a fantastic job of kind of cooling down and eventually winning the maps. But I definitely agree. ERAU Eagles are definitely a team to watch.
And I think Pogchampions, this may have just been like, hey, it's the first game of the first day. There's still a lot of Overwatch left to be played, and there's very much a thing as first match jitters and all that. And it might be that just with a little bit more of a hammering out, a little bit more of working together, I can see them doing also still quite well in this tournament. And like we were talking about, they are absolutely not out yet. That we still have the redemption bracket coming up as well too. So the Pogchampions will still be in the game. They're still very much something that they can still keep going and keep this running. So I'll be curious to watch both of these teams and see how they grow and see how they compete. Either way, I was really happy to see some really solid Overwatch, especially for our first game that we got to watch today. So excellent games from both teams.
Absolutely. But that is pretty much going to do it for myself and Spooked. But we want to thank you guys for coming and tuning into the stream. But don't go anywhere, because right after this, we have a special treat for your viewers. We're actually going to be doing some mini games. So definitely stay tuned for that. But that's going to do it for myself. I've been Kobayashi.
I've been spooked, and once again, thank you to our sponsors, Skulls. I encourage everybody to donate. I'm myself going to go out. I'm going to be donating $20 right now. I would encourage any of our any of our viewers to match that donation. We'd love to raise some really great money for this excellent benefit tournament. But thank you all for tuning in. Kobayashi, thank you for joining me, and we'll be back to you guys shortly about 2:45 with some more games.
All right, see you guys later. What's up, everybody? This is Kobayashi here. Once again, we want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor Skulls for providing some awesome gear, but we want to take this time in between the matches to read out some donations. So here we go. So far we've raised $61, with the top donor right now being anonymous, donating a nice $25 with the message "Go ERU Eagles." I'm sure he'd be very happy to know that they took batch number 1 very convincingly. And then we have $20 donated by my lovely partner Spooked from the last match, with saying GG's, match my donation for mad respect. So hopefully those of you who are still watching the stream can match that $20. We also have $15 donated by Hunger James, saying hi to our stream lead, Deadpool. So hello, Deadpool. And this was a donation from when we were doing some scrims, but we have Serious Vic's mom donating just $1, but saying, "We love you, honey. Best of luck with your practices." We want to thank everyone who has donated so far. $61 is wonderful, but keep them coming, and hopefully we'll be able to raise a lot more money for an awesome charity. Thank you guys so much. Hope to see you guys soon.
Test. Afternoon, morning, evening, or night, ladies, gentlemen, and all wonderful NBs out there. Welcome back to the stream. We're gonna be having our mini games right now with our first goats match. I don't know if you guys remember one of the best compositions, one of the best
The
times,
greatest of all time.
the greatest of all time, and we're gonna be reliving that experience today.
Totally not traumatic experiences for anyone that's ever
Oh,
played Overwatch.
we just lost in 9 months. However,
Oh, yeah.
we're also going to be having our Widowmaker 1v1, and it'll be interesting to see how that goes later on.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so let's talk a little bit about GOATs in general and how it is played when it comes to composition and what the main goal of GOATs is.
Yeah, so if you don't remember Goats was basically before you had this whole division of, support, tank, damage. You could have as many as you wanted, and it was essentially 3 supports and 3 tanks, and it just was this long, big cluster of, damage and healing, and it was absolutely insane. And we were talking earlier, we were talking about, is this going to be new goats or is this going to be old goats? Because there's a big difference between, like Sigma and Orisa were not really around during the time of old goats. It was like, it'd usually be like Diva, Reinhardt, and Zarya for tanks. So we were talking earlier, we're like, is this going to be like shield goats, or is this just going to be old goats? So I'm interested to see.
I'm seeing a Sigma on the side of healers.
I do see a Sigma.
Healers. Come on, boys, don't do this to us. But okay, we have a Lucio Moira Brig on the side of healers with a Lucio Brig Zen. This is classic goats on the side of
very classic goats. Already having a fight up here.
And it's a classic engage. They're looking for who gets the most out of it, because in the end, GOATS is a very team-based competition.
Can I have one
and
pick,
these
Crimson?
first picks, as we see, it just goes down together. As soon as one person falls, the whole entire composition crumbles. They're so interdependent on each other that this entire composition just depends on teamwork. And that opening pick from Crimson Ninja was extremely important to winning this team fight. So whoever gets the first pick wins.
Yeah, this is very typical GOATS right here. That was just a perfect demonstration of what GOATS used to be like, and apparently that's exactly what it is now. Nothing has really changed from that.
But it would be interesting to see how the Sigma plays into this, because we're all used to this Zarya being used. And now that we've introduced the Sigma, which almost performs the same function as
there we go, Ice getting that first pick onto J Ready.
And there's the Coalescence, another very important one, and it's going to be comboed with this Gravitic Flux, and that should be the fight win. The sides of tanks are just slowly crumbling, with everyone just swarming each and every member of the side of healers.
Oh, and there we go, the Brigida able to get in there, get those swings, and like we saw last fight, they started in the same place, and it took a little bit. They were a little hesitant that time to really push in, but pretty much the same outcome. They were able to push in there and just get through everybody pretty quickly after a little bit.
But watch this. Oh, there's the shatter. But immediately transcended fuse. But oh my god, that's a 4K quad! My oxygen, you crazy man! And that's the team wipe. My oxygen mistake, it's a team kill, an ace. This team is hungry.
I didn't even want to try to keep track of all the ultimates there. I saw the grab from the Zarya, I saw the shatter, there was the Diva Bomb. It was just a mess of ultimates. getting thrown out there, but that Diva Bomb was able to tie the deal there from Oxygen. Just get in there and get all those people that got shattered.
However, it's important to notice that a lot of ultimates have been used on both sides.
And there's the
that's
flux
that's a great beat.
and the
Countering that Gravity Flux, but Ice Magic gets 2, and this could be the exact opening they're looking for. And this is exactly how GOATS always plays out. It's very back and forth depending on who wins this team fight. But however, the side of tanks are just pushing forward, and that's a pick
Oh,
for Crimson
Crimson
Ninja.
getting ice. 2-1 right now.
And spawns are coming back in for the side of healers. So, there's
the Diva Bomb again.
And there gets nothing. Emerald gets the pick on KM Dollars, so that's already. And Sovereign gets the pick on Agadollar. That's
And the Coalescence trying to swing things to their
But
side.
Sovereign's
Sovereign finding
swing.
another one.
these swings are just unstoppable. Just take it out the side of healers.
Oh, there's another grab.
And it's just cleanup. And now here
Lucio
comes the
is
stall
hanging
heroes.
on
Lucio
right
trying to
now.
stall as long as possible. And then comes Brig, there's Ball, and a great stop to that push.
Oh, he almost managed to make it there with the ball, but just not quite. We were probably going to see some spin action there if he did manage to make it back to the point. But that was a good round. Like we've been saying the whole time, that was pretty typical GOATS, team fights composition there. I was interested to see how that Sigma would play out, but, like I was saying earlier, it just seems like, like how it used to be. It doesn't seem like it's making too big of a difference right now, and it looks like we're actually going to have a switch.
And
Opting for the
Zealox throwing
Roadhog
shade
now.
in chat though.
Oh.
But not by pestering them, but not by classic GOATs. Oh, looks like this is a bit of a heated debate. But coming back to this Roadhog pick, this might play into the favor of healers a bit more, depending on how they use these hooks and how much interference and how much pressure and chaoticness he brings to this fight.
If he can hook onto the Lucio or the Zenyatta, it can be very pivotal in these next fights. But Crimson already coming out here, getting that pick on the ice really early.
And this pick was extremely important inside of Crimson, already picking out these 2 important factors which lead to these. Every factor in GOATS is important, but even if you lose one, that could just indicate another team fight loss. As you saw this retreat by the side of healers, they just immediately fell back as soon
Oh,
as they
nice
lost.
hook there onto the Reinhardt zombie.
And Ice Mantis also getting that pick on Sovereign, which is extremely important. Oh, but that's a great...
Grab already. Oh, a little bit of a late.
Oh, there's the
start.
Bob. The Bob gets no one this time, but my Oxygen tried. Oh, there's the whole hog. I don't know about that one since it is
Yeah,
it
not
is
really
a losing fight, and they're just stalling at this point, throwing every ultimate they can for which is
Zombie is
useless at this point,
sneaking
but
over
Hog's not
here
right.
to the point.
Powerful.
The solo cap
This is-
Roadhog, and he just gets absolutely bombarded in the tunnel right there.
I'm so confused that the Shatter comes out but gets nobody. Ice Mantis, in fact, gets the better of that trade by dealing damage to Sovereign and taking him out of the fight.
Having some
Emerald's
Reinhardt
getting really low
Reinhardt
and
over
finally
here.
taken out Crimson Ninja as well, but he's developed another grab, but Trance immediately comes out. And this seems like a fight win for healers.
Once again, the Lucio struggling to stay alive on point, just popping that healing as long as he can to buy some time. But it does look like the point is going to turn over. 67%, that was a good hold.
That was a great hold, and in fact a great stall as well. And as we can see, Crimson Ninja is just building these grabs extremely quickly. And that is the power of GOATS as well, because it's all about healing and taking damage and building up the Zarya ult. Because in the end,
You're able to
Zarya is
stay
going to be
alive
the
for so
highest
long.
damage dealer.
You got 3 healers behind you, everybody's in one place. It's hard to get someone to get picked off. And so you're just staying alive so long, building up that charge.
Indeed, indeed. And it seems the beat drop comes out to counter this one. Oh, the Oxygen 3!
Oxygen! Absolutely insane with these Diva Bombs. Getting that triple and then finding another one onto the Brigida.
This is so unfortunate because the first pick went to the side of healers. And
Oh?
as expected, they were starting to surround the team of tanks, but my Oxygen just says no.
What
You're
happened
gonna
there?
stop right there.
we had two unceremonious deaths off the side there, and we're already having another team fight. There's the grab coming in, trying to get in there with the charge. The Reinhardt's just trying to break up the team a little bit. Zombie able to capitalize and pick off Jay Ready, but Crimson is going to knock out Iced. There's another whole hog coming in from Zombie though, not really picking up much.
This is an even trade so far, but is that what's really needed on the side of healers? There's another grab!
With the sound barrier trying to save. Very nice time beat there.
Absolutely, and here comes the spawns back in for both sides, and this fight is just getting stalled over and over. The side on healers really need to win this team fight successfully, otherwise they're just gonna keep getting stalled out.
It's actually really interesting. There's a Transcendence there, not like typical. Oh, Emerald taking Ice with him on the side. Getting rid of the shield. No more shields for you.
This is quite the show. It's just crappy as ever. And there's no, it's chaos. It's absolute chaos. The whole
And this is
point of
completely different from what we saw last round. You know, last round it was like one pick and then everybody else was gone, but this time on Busan, we're seeing actually like longer team fights. It's more like trade after trade right now instead of just instant wipes. Oh, there's another Shatter coming in, able to knock down most of the other team. Al finding that pick on Emerald, down that Reinhardt shield, and then Ice and Zombie pushing in, finally getting some kills there with that whole hog, finding Oxygen. Oh, a nice hook there! Finding Jay Ready. And that's
However,
what that
look at
hog
the side
is
of
for.
tanks. Look at the side of tanks. They have 5 ultimates, while
Oh
the
my
side of
God.
healers have not.
I'm just
Now,
looking at
this is
that.
what they're going to be facing. Oh wait, Zombie has left the game. Hold on, what's happening here?
We're gonna have a pause right now. Yeah, we had a
We're gonna have a pause.
Oh.
I guess not until 90%, but let's discuss what we saw. So the first map, as we expected, a lot of the teams, as soon as they got that one pick, the whole team just crumbled and fell apart. But in this map, it's a lot more organized in a way. It's a lot more scrappy, and they're actually throwing everything against it. And I feel like the Roadhog is adding a lot more to it because of the self-sustain he has with the Zarya. And it's just adding so much more to this team of like providing that factor of getting those like singular picks, which is like leveling the playing field.
They're a little bit more spaced out too. Like last time we were seeing them, you know, more close quarters, kind of sticking together like behind shields and everything. But on this time, you were seeing like a fight over here, a fight over there, a fight up on the high ground, kind of spaced out more. And I think that was a big reason why we were seeing some of these like off picks and more trades, is because they weren't really sticking together like you typically do in GOAT's comp. They were more spaced out.
And here comes Tegs, Project, and immediately rallies out to bring them 2 point, and there's the grab.
Both grabs at one time.
But Biotic is coming out, gets one a nice Mantis, taking him out of the fight. He's almost had his ultimate if he stayed in the fight a little longer. And oh, there's the Shatter. Gets no one, however, because of the tanks of the Transcendence.
Well, Transcendence is popped. Zenyatta's zooming around the point right now.
Those 5 ultimates didn't even help the side of tanks all that much because it is even trades. With My Oxygen, however, proving us wrong with all these picks coming in on the side after these ultimates have been expended.
It looks like Tank is going to take Busan. That last little Shatter there, just trying to get some knockdowns on the way out to try and stall a little bit. And we actually saw a last minute kind of change there from Zombie. He was running the hog most of the time, but once he came back in, he switched to that ball to just try and get in there and do what he could. There's that play of the game. I don't even know if the play of the game's on the screen for the stream, but Oxygen with that quad with the Diva Bomb.
Absolutely. And another thing, we have to look at My Oxygen playing such an important role on this Diva, and this just shows how important Diva is to this composition in general, and how vital a role she plays.
Yeah, just absorbing all the, it's all about damage with goats. It's all about damage and healing, and having that diva to absorb some of that damage can definitely help, keep the rest of the team alive and allow for people to push in. And like you saw, with Oxygen, that diva bomb, once the shields go down, then that leaves a very nice opportunity to throw in those bombs and get some really nice plays. And Oxygen was definitely able to capitalize on those, which was very
Exactly.
nice.
And with that, we'll be right back after this short break where teams get to decide what they want to play on the map. And, it'll be nice for all of us to take in what exactly we've seen.
But while we're waiting, I think we should talk about the sponsor of this stream, Skulls. If you didn't know, they are the sponsor of this stream, Shoot for the Stars 12 Days of Wishmas. They do a very nice job with custom, shirts, jerseys, gaming apparel, backpacks. I know we were talking about, they had given away a backpack before, and the previous casters were talking about how happy they were with those. So definitely make sure to check out Skulls, the sponsor of this stream. They have some very nice quality stuff. So yeah, go make sure to check those guys out when you're done here. Maybe throw in a donation. We have a lot of, incentives for some of our donations. You can donate certain amounts to get some ASMR casting. I don't know how many of you I guess it depends on what you're into.
Like, what is
you
going
know,
on?
You want to hear some
Finish it!
ASMR casting? Donate $75. You want to hear some uwu casting? You want to hear us embarrass ourselves by doing uwu voices? That's always an option. That's always a fun time.
US Moister.
Making us
Absolutely.
embarrass ourselves.
You're making this much harder for us than it should be. I don't know why you're introducing these perks. Which
I mean,
have not been introduced before.
That's what we're here for. To embarrass ourselves for charity. And I will gladly do so.
We are supposed to commentate the teams embarrassing themselves, not us. We are the sideline people, not the people who are here for their entertainment.
You know what? We gotta take one for the team, or multiple for the team, depending on the donations that come in. It's all up to you, chat. It's all up to you how much we embarrass ourselves.
This is I don't consent to this. This is harassment. This is workplace harassment.
If I'm
Wage
going
theft.
down, you're coming down with me, alright?
This is a
We're
wage
a
theft.
team.
I haven't paid for this. I'm not being paid for this. It's a wage theft at the highest level.
It's in your job description now. I've just altered your job
All
description.
right, thanks, man.
You're welcome. I thought I would just do it for you, because, we're just that close.
I see. But coming back to this comp, on the side of tanks, we do see a monkey ball with a Zarya.
That is gonna be very... Oh, we got some switches. We got the diva
This is
now.
dive. This is goat's dive, as we like to call it
Ghost
at the
dive.
Costa's rate. And there
Oh,
goes
there's
that
the
monkey
monkey
with
dive.
ball, and immediately swung when Ice Mantis gets that pick on Emerald immediately, proving this push useless. But Jay Reddy, however, is still going into that
finding
backline.
another one. Onto Crimson. Very nice. Gonna be forced back to spawn there.
Jay Reddy almost getting away with his life, but in the end, that hook pulling him back in. And as we saw last time as well, this Roadhog pick is not gonna do great for this ball. Jay Reddy has a lot to look after.
I was interested in that Ana pick from Sovereign, but it looks like switching over to the Brigida to get a little bit more of a tanky healer. Oh, there's the slam from the ball. Jumping right in there. Jay Reddy trying to get into the middle of the action. Gonna find a pick into
But
the
Jay Reddy gets
Brigida.
followed, but there's the shatter, and immediately countered by the Brigida. Wonderful mechanical skill and reaction timing by Sovereign, winning that fight in a way for them.
And it looks like tanks are going to be capturing this objective. I don't believe anyone is going to be able to get back there for the contest. And we are going to move on to the escort portion of this map with 4 minutes and 50 seconds left. Plenty of time to make it through this next area.
And look at this monkey and ball with no fear in the backline, doing whatever they
Absolutely
please.
none. These fearless soldiers diving right in, Jay
And
ready
there's
with the
the
bomb.
minefield, a little bit too high, if you ask me, but it's still there. And immediately Transcendence comes out to counter this rampaging monkey, and also
another
a
grab.
Gravitic Flux, and this seems to be going in the way of healers as of now, and they're slowly pushing their way towards card as it got all this free progress.
Finding two
As-
healers there. Zombie able to get Zalox. And it looks like they are moving in now, trying to contest J Ready on the ball, but he is able to swing right back to the team. And they're forced back behind this arch over here.
This team coordination between J Ready and Emerald is wonderful to watch because they're timing their
It is.
dives to each other's jumps, and it just shows you what the potential that dive has. They all
There's another
know
grab
where
coming
to
in,
go well.
Joffrin! And Zelox able to push in and find two. Talking about the Ryan and the Brigitte, looking to go for
And
some
there's
more.
another
J Ready!
Just this last fight, we saw him use Might and has already developed another one.
It's so quick to charge that up because, you know, especially the way he's playing. J Ready and Emerald just jumping right in without a care in the world. You know, sometimes you wouldn't even think that they knew the other team was there. They're just jumping right in.
And Mr. Zombie just dying in God knows where, in no man's land in a way. And this point
Just
has
off
been
to the
pushed
side.
through with 4 minutes and 36 seconds
Once
left in the
again,
time bank.
Sovereign and Zelox both finding one apiece. Oh,
So-
yet another one.
With the boob on Iceman is that Catalana.
Oh my
What?
gosh. We got the I would say Boost-Zio, but gosh, he's just going
This is-
in right now.
Boostio is an understatement at this point. Agalo and they just have nothing they can do. They're just Sovereign and Zelox are just pummeling them. They're just pushing in with no remorse with their tanks, and what do you do at that point? You just the Zenyatta has just been having free pushes, just having the time of his life, leisure time in a way.
Now they definitely still have a chance. There's the Shatter coming in. They definitely still have a chance to turn this around. There's always hope to bring this to their side. The spawn point is very close, so while things may look troubling right now,
And there's
definitely
another
have the
minefield
opportunity.
on the side of J Ready, but doesn't get anyone right now. And this fight
Doing the
seems to
typical
slowly be
spin
going in the way of
technique.
healers as spawns start to come back in. Iceman is getting that pick on Sovereign, but look at that. Zelox in the backline may get his life ended here if no one gets that pick on him, but I guess not. He just runs away. And they've also switched. Mr. Zombie has switched from that hog to this ball, which
we
is
have two Hammonds now. This is definitely going to be very interesting. Zombie already trying to swing in there.
oh
And,
Emerald.
it's similar style to J Ready. Oh, J Ready taking his turn now. They're being very respectful. I must comment in their dives. They're taking turns here.
But Emerald in this backline with Zelox as well, and then everyone's just got into this backline with no support. But they absolutely stave off this pressure from the monkey very well by supporting each other. But
Oh, J Ready spinning is stopped by the grab coming in. There's yet another one.
Another
Both right
mine!
there on the payload. The
getting
mine
one of the
again.
Galo! Getting two!
Oh, and then he falls off the map. Able to find two though, like you said. Getting two picks, allowing the rest of the team to kind of push in here. Healers trying to stay alive, but it looks like tanks are going to make it all the way. And that is going to be the completion of round one with 2 minutes and 23 seconds left in the bank.
It seems like healers just don't know how to deal with the aggression on the side of tanks. They just
Yeah.
they don't understand how to counter it. So the only ways they can't do anything about it is either counter is to get even more aggressive as them, or play so reactionary where they just depend on their mechanical skill to outperform them.
Yeah, like we saw some very nice plays, you know, from both teams that round, you know, coming in there, both teams able to get some, you know, nice picks, but, you know, like you said, J Ready and Emerald are just making it very difficult, you know, you know, healers are finding a few picks, here and there, but Emerald and J Ready just diving in there, not leaving them with a lot of time, you know, to really think about what to do next, to really, you know, make a plan and deal
And
with them.
it seems there be some beef in chat between Zelox and the side of Mr. Zombie and Alex. This is BN. This is exactly what trash talking done right can do.
This is some very, you know, it's obviously this isn't, you know, chat. This isn't real trash talk. You know, it's all in good fun. These guys
Or
are
is
having
it?
a fun time. Yeah,
Or
it
is it?
We can
After all,
only
they are
assume.
competitors in the actual tournament. It's alright getting some mental boom in there before the actual compete.
That's all this is. The system, you know, these are just mini games preparing, you know, for the real deal. This is some psychological warfare going on right now. Oh, a nice hook from Zombie! Just yanked Jay ready right off the high ground there.
Yeah,
very
absolutely.
nice
That
early
pick on
pick.
J-Ready is extremely important because it takes out a lot of the healing and it makes it incredibly hard now for the side of healers to pull back.
Alex
And-
able to push in there and find two.
And this has just been a great swarm and attack from the side of healers. By switching up to this monkey hog Zarya composition where Zarya now gets to pick who she wants to bubble and how they want to communicate and who gets to go aggressive or not. This may just work out on them. As healers set a faster record and getting this map 1 compared to the side of tanks.
Over 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the bank. Now healers or tanks did have a very, you know, they had a lot of time left in the bank. There was a lot of stalling going on in the second, you know, the second area, this escort portion. You know, so hopefully
healers are mad. Healers are extremely mad.
They are going
pushing
in
with
this
no
round. Ice
remorse.
Manta is quite literally in a rage, just pushing up there with the Winston.
And
It is
this
his
poor
turn.
Diva just in this backline. I'm looking to see if they stall her out, but I guess not.
No stagger there. There is no mercy coming into this round. They are out for blood coming into this, diving with the Winston.
Healers are mad, they are angry, and they're ready to show. Zelix might have unlocked something which he might not should have done. Maybe he should have stopped. He maybe shouldn't have done that. Maybe it would have been much easier for them if he stayed there.
Oh, there's the grab. There's the Diva Bomb coming in as well. Right onto
Oh,
the
the
grab.
classic!
Finding two once again. Oxygen with these Diva Bombs. Absolutely insane.
This does not take away from the fact that Crimson Ninja always setting up these bombs extremely well.
Oh yeah,
This sort of
Oxygen able to
combination
drop
between
that
these two.
just right onto the grab. You know, from my point of view, I don't know what point of view was up right there, but Oxygen was just able to pretty much, you know, gently drop that Diva Bomb right onto the grab. A very nice setup there.
Absolutely. And the side of tanks coming in with two different ults, while KM Dala far ahead when it comes to the beat. Oh! A lovely eat on by Oxygen, taking in Halix's grab.
Oxygen is hungry. He's going for kills. He's eating grabs right now. They're pushing in their Crimson, able to find Zombie. Now healers have a lot of momentum coming into this. But now we're seeing tanks showing up. They are coming in here trying to stop that momentum, and the payload is
They've
going
stopped
back
playing
right now.
around. And Crimson Ninja already with
Very nice
another
sound barrier
grab.
there as well, coming in. Saving the
Oh.
healers. Oh, there's another Diva Bomb, not able to pick anything up this time, unfortunately, for the tanks. Still trying to push in here, though. Pretty equal damage right now. Everyone who got picked off is making their way back to the fight in the middle of this alleyway, right here at the choke.
Absolutely, and as you can see, slowly tanks are backing away, coming from the pressure on the side of healers, and it seems Ice Manta has switched back to this Reinhardt, maybe thinking he might be a bit more useful with the shielding and the Diva Bombs to counter it just a bit when it comes to his shield, and maybe a little bit more protection for his backline.
Oh, there's the Shatter coming in as well as both grabs and a Transcendence. I don't think we had... Oh, we did have a sound barrier there as well. Lots of ult usage coming in. Emerald. As well
And
as
still, this trade is equal. It's still 1-for-1, but spawns being closer for the side of healers. They might just come back into this map faster. And Mr. Zombie taking out Sovereign, taking out this absolute beast, but Crimson Ninja taking out Ice Manta. So once
There's
again,
another
it's
Diva Bomb from Oxygen! And
insane.
it's the triple!
Who is going to stop
Oxygen.
this mad woman?
Can they be stopped? It's insane at this point. You know? just keeps coming in with these diva bombs, just bomb after bomb, charging it up so fast.
And once again, this is the power of Ghosts. There's just so much damage and so much healing. It's so easy to build up these ultimates, but in the end, it comes down to how you use them. And My Oxygen, a masterclass on how these bombs can be used so effectively.
There's the grab as well as the Baptiste ultimate coming in. Crimson able to find 3 there with the Zarya. Oxygen and J-Ready getting in there as well, finding a pick of their own. And then Oxygen finding one more onto that Zenyatta, getting the team kill, completely wiping the healers off of the payload.
60 seconds remaining.
And
You know, like we said, they had a lot of momentum. Healers had so much momentum coming in, down to, you know, less than a minute now.
and they have to
pull
get to this
something out.
payload quick. They have
yeah.
to finish this push now. They might not get another opportunity as good as this. They're coming in with a beat, they're gonna come in with a whole hog, they're gonna come in with all
Shatter.
the dramatic build up. And if they lose this hog, it could spell disaster. But Mr. Zombie already getting Crimson Ninja, one of their highlights on this team, taking out a lot of damage. So they need to push immediately. Mr. Zombie taking out
Another one
Sovereign
onto
as well.
Sovereign.
This could be the push they've wanted, and immediately tanks falling back and disengaging.
Healers tanks
Respecting
trying to push up there
side
and
of
capitalize a little bit, trying to pick off some of these tanks, but it looks like some of these healers are coming back up here. Zombie still not stopping, finding Emerald, but there's another Diva Bomb from Oxygen, not able to find anything though, taking out the Immortality Field. But you know, I think for the first time this round, it's not able to get any picks.
And neither is it able to stop the amount of absolute pressure coming in on the side of healers. As soon as that bomb doesn't work, they've completely dominated at this point. Because as we've seen over and over again, this bomb keeps saving them from certain disaster. And finally, this push has reached point 2, and now it's just point C left. And as we all know, point C could be extremely hard to push thanks to the closer spawns and how narrow
Oh yeah,
King
especially
Zhou is
how
on point
easy
C.
it is to keep people alive. You know, like I said, that spawn point being so close. You know, people are saying alive, it's easy. If one person goes down, it's easy for the rest to just come back quickly.
Exactly, and Mr.
Crap.
Zombie also denying that shatter with Whole Hog, taking out Emerald. And another grab used by Crimson Ninja, and again going to waste. And
Talk
now
about
it's
these
just
Zenyatta
really
picks
pushing.
too. Able to
They're just
find two
slowly
there with
taking
the
out
Zen.
one. This is slowly taking out one after another, but it seems like they're gonna allow these spawns to come back in and trickle down. They need to stop this push right now, and there's another bomb from My Oxygen. Is it gonna get anyone? No, it's not.
Oh,
And
they have the Immortality Field out there helping take care of some of that damage.
oh,
There's
what a
another
shatter! It gets more! That shatter was huge! And slowly, they are getting this point pushed to cart.
Oh,
They're
Zombie
already
tried to
to
go
stall,
for
but
a
it's
little hook
doing
there off the
nothing.
map. I saw that on
Crimson
the
Ninja just
docket.
shuffling around the whole place. They need to pick these people immediately. Oh, Emerald tries to stall, but it's
Oh,
too
can
little
they
too
make it
late.
in?
Then the break
They
make it,
barely
it
made it back
does!
to Lucio.
But
Still
it's a bit
fighting.
late.
And they are.
And no one can make it.
Oh my gosh, that was close. They tried to get in there without Lucio, but healers able to get in there, take him out before they can become a problem, and they were able to tie this up. But it looks like Tank's gonna have quite a bit more time in the bank. 3 minutes and 13 seconds on the side of Tank's. Healers, they went into overtime there, so they only have a minute to make it as far as they can. But very nice plays there from both teams. You know, healers got stalled a bit there in that alleyway, but they were able to come back. You know, always hope to get in there and, you know, make it to the end. And they really showed up there in that last area, making short work of it. So, you know, very nice job there on the side of healers.
Absolutely, and a lot of this could be attributed to Agalo's, the amount of damage Agalo was putting out towards the end
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Going on an absolute tear of
That
tanks.
Baptiste.
That's the power of Baptiste. Baptiste can carry your team single-handedly. We've seen this in the Overwatch League with Violet, and we've seen this the amount of mad things that man can pull off with just a Baptiste. And that is his power. He can be extremely aggressive if used correctly, and could be extremely influential to turning the tide of the game.
Oh yeah, and you know, it's like, you know, the people that don't get enough recognition, you know, all the supports, you know, out there every day, doing the most, You know, who would keep these tanks alive? Who would keep these dive tanks alive without the help of the supports? You know, the unsung
Absolutely.
heroes of every team coming in here, showing out, showing what they can do in this GOATS composition. We got a little bit of snipes going on here. Zelox up here on the high ground, sniping the heals there on the side of tanks. Staying back, Sovereign able to push in there, find that first pick onto Zombie, taking out that Roadhog. And
that's an
stuck there.
immediate retreat. That's an immediate retreat for the side of healers, and they have only 30 seconds. I wonder what their plan is going to be now, because they need to start pushing it immediately. And the side of tanks are just holding this point really aggressively, but as soon as that defense matrix comes down, if they immediately retreat, but oh my god, everyone's the shatter!
And the grab coming in there. They're trying to end this right now. Crimson able to come in there and find that other pick onto the Lucio. Emerald finding another one onto the Baptiste, trying to push in here, and they are looking to end things right now. That area denial with the Diva Bomb, but able to dive in there with the Winston, that last second contest from Ice.
Emerald with charge and Kamidala, ending this map with no point progress. Now, all that's required of tanks is to get that 33%, and they've won this entire series 2-0.
And they have 3 minutes and 13 seconds to do this. A lot more time than the healers have, but the healers definitely still have a chance. If they can make a really strong hold here, then, you know, we could end this round in a draw. You know, it could end up being a draw this time. We might have to go into another map. But,
Absolutely.
you know, like we saw, we thought that healers were going to end up losing that last round when they were on attack, but, you know, they ended up showing out. So, you know, hope is never lost here. They could definitely still pull out a win on this one, and I'm excited to see what kind of comps they're going to run.
Absolutely. As that one Japanese man in a pond said, never give up.
Incoming in 30 seconds.
And that's exactly what the healers are going to be trying
Give
to
us
do
a
right now.
for that quote.
That's exactly what healers are going to try to do right now. They have to defend this 33% with 3 minutes in the time back. They have to play out of their minds if they want this series to continue to go on. And Zelox in chat putting a little burr. Again, teasing them, testing them for all they have.
Got Baptiste on both teams this round. Looking like healers are going to have that Zenyatta instead of the Brigitte, but matching with the Lucio. Zombie trying to be a little cheeky here, hiding in this room, but he is going to get absolutely shoved back by the tanks. Pushing through that room. Oh, but it's going to be a nice pick there from Kamidala onto J-Ready, but trading Emerald onto Ice, yeah.
And oh no, this is looking for going back from bad to worse for the side of healers. They have only 3 people on point. They need to get back right now.
Desperately trying to stay alive right now. Zombie still hanging on there, but not for long. Emerald able to push in there. Oh, there's the shatter coming in, and it looks like tanks are going to take map 2, Kings Row, and that is going to be a win for tanks. Oh, we're looking at chat. I don't know if we are going to have a map 3.
It might be a map 3 depending on how we all feel about it, and it seems like both teams want to have a map 3. And maybe that is the decision in the end. And again, this play by Crimson Ninja playing such an influential part on the side of tanks by setting up My Oxygen with the Diva Bombs, by building up these grabs so quickly. And as we know, grab is one of the hardest ults to build in the game, and for Crimson Ninja to do it so effortlessly just shows how skilled he is as a tank player.
Oh yeah, and you know, it's like from both teams, you know, we were just seeing like ultimate after ultimate. And you know, that's partially due to the power of GOATs, but you know, you have to keep in mind everyone playing in our tournaments are, you know, they're very skilled at what they do. You know, these are very good Overwatch players. They know what they're doing. And so, you know, when they're put in an environment like GOATs where they get to thrive and really all stay alive together and really build up those ultimates, you know, you see them really shining and coming out and throwing out pretty much everything they can. And we have just received word from, you know, management that we are going to have a map
From
3
management.
from management.
The management big team chat, right.
Yeah.
Look at match chat. They want to go to Li Shang. Yeah, all right, that's management, boys.
the executives, the boys upstairs, have decided that we
We
are going to
belong to
have a
the
match
team.
3.
We are the property of teams.
Totally not just the Discord chat, but we are going to see another map of goats. Which who doesn't like to see goats, right? Who doesn't like to relive past trauma?
Who
Always a fun
doesn't
time.
indeed? Some did you know some people actually enjoy goats? Some people enjoyed the how teams work together to win, which was I found
That is
quite
true.
strange.
Now arriving at
You
I
know,
found it quite strange,
it's very
but in the
even,
end,
but yeah,
yeah. In the end,
everybody
this
plays
is
different.
turning out to be an enjoyable game of Overwatch from both sides, displaying how skilled each side even is. On the
Yeah.
side of healers, with people like Iced Manta and Agalo and Kamidala, putting in this these insane performance after performance and getting all these picks, and Zelox and Crimson Ninja, My Oxygen, Sovereign, all these players on the side of tanks, and once again playing out of their minds in a way. So
Oh,
it has been a good day of Overwatch, even though we like to bash on goats. This is an enjoyable match in the end.
It definitely is, and we're coming in here. Zombie's still going to be running that Roadhog. Once again, I'm excited to see how the hooks are going to work on this map because, on more open maps, there's definitely more opportunities to go for those hooks and to, kind of get in there. But here, it looks like, everybody's going to be pretty crowded together. It's going to be a little bit harder to get past that Reinhardt shield and find those hooks. But it looks like he's already going to find one. As I'm saying that, gonna hook Crimson and let Ice go in there for the kill. Oxygen finding one onto Zombie though. One pick from each team. Looks like Healer's gonna be up on this high ground for right now. Tank's kind of holding the point, ready for it to open. Already gonna be going for that cap, and there's the Shatter coming in. Not really able to find anything. Healer's all still standing, but they are still stuck on that high ground right there, right above the steps. Oh, a nice hook there! Onto the Lucio. Or no, that was a Brigida, never mind.
And that's another Shatter coming out on the side of healers. And Ice Mendes, again, playing out of his mind, as we've highlighted before. This man just keeps pushing with no remorse. And putting this team on his back in a way, just getting these first important picks for this team.
Oh, there's the Transcendence coming in, just gonna run out. Emerald able to find that pick. And Oxygen getting in there, finding Ice. There's the grab coming in from both teams. And the sound barrier coming in from healers, trying to save the remaining members, but it isn't going to matter. Sovereign and Crimson gonna push in there and do some cleanup. And they're looking to get healers off the point and send them back to spawn.
Yes, it seems like healers are going to be coming back in though with a couple of ultimates on the side of Mr. Zombie and Iced Manta. Those two ultimates together can provide so much damage with that Shatter
Another bomb
and
from
my
Oxygen.
Oxygen 2 already proving to be such a threat on this diva. Who can handle this woman?
Oh, Zombie able to knock off Emerald. Oh, do we got
Not
a sad
as
face
important,
in chat?
but Emerald putting a sad face in chat and Mr. Zombie replying with an oh no. The real important discourse happening in match chat, but this late pickoff on Emerald could be important for the side of healers as they get to push in really quickly, but great block from Ice Manta, taking away that
Oh,
Shatter,
both
and the
Shatters
Shatter comes
coming
back,
in.
but reactionary Transcendence from both sides.
Oh, there's yet another grab coming in for tanks. Emerald and Jay ready. Zelox as well, able to push in there and finish off the healers. Looking like we're gonna have a contest from the Lucio that could, trying to stay alive here and contest as long as possible, but that area denial from Oxygen is going to end things, and round one is going to go to tanks.
Score.
Once again, as we saw in this first round, Iceman to keep getting that first pick off, that first pick, and the team just could not come together and finish it off. And Crimson Ninja saying the Zarya difference in chat. I wonder how Alex is gonna come back from that. This man has something to prove right now on this map.
Overall, I thought this was gonna be, pretty standard goats coming in, but they are definitely changing things up right now, and making this a real, interesting round to see. And Zombie is actually going to be the one on the Diva this time, opting out of the Roadhog or the ball, switching to the Diva. Gonna see how this plays out. Gonna see if we can get some Diva bombs equal to that of Oxygen.
Oh, but Sovereign gets that pick on a Golok already, canceling out that ult charge and putting herself ahead, which rally might not be as important as all the other ultimates since it's very similar to the bait drop. However, the amount of aggressiveness you can get from a rally could be quite intense. My Oxygen getting that pick on Kamidala, an important pick, and my Oxygen
Oh, and
getting
another
two.
one onto Zombie. Oh, Manta pushing in, finding that pick onto Emerald, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough for the healers to be confident enough to push in. Oh, there's another Diva Bomb from Oxygen, from over the wall, going all the way over there, finding that Zenyatta. Very unfortunate, but the spawn point is right there, and it doesn't seem like healers were quite ready to push up anyway, so hopefully not too much of a delay for them, but it's the grab coming in. Tank's gonna push in there and capitalize on that grab, finding Zombie and Kamidala, as well as a few more, sending them back to spawn with the Zenyatta.
Absolutely, and oh, but Ice Manta getting this pick on Emerald after switching to the Diva. Mr. Zombie getting the pick on Sovereign. Ice Manta getting the pick on Prince and Ninja.
Oh, finding a few picks here, healers.
First team, they've started to engage with the rally right now, and they're
Might be
starting
able to come in here.
point. But this first point capture on the side of
Oh my god. The
55%.
Kamidala is out for blood right now. The punches coming in. The feed is just all punches from healers. Ice getting one as well, finding Emerald. And they are able to take this point for the first time this round. Tank's able to get up to 68% capture. But healers looking to show up here and make a hold. It looks like we're coming in with Rally from Tanks. Gonna see who gets the first pick here. A Dead Shatter coming in from Tanks, not able to knock anyone down. And the Transcendence from healers.
Oh, it's
both
two
Diva
bombs.
bombs!
Oh, but Ice Manta gets get ready.
Both crowds
however,
have no idea what's happening right now. Another shatter coming in from healers. Sovereign looking to come up on top though, finding Zombie, who made a surprise switch to that Reinhardt. And it looks like Tanks are going to come out on top of this and take the point once again. Healers able to get up to 44% before they were pushed off though, so still some time to come back in and capture.
However, healers need to realize they have only about 2 team fights left if they want to engage properly. If not, this might be their last team fight. And after that, it just might be stalling. So they need to clear out Tanks and absolutely dominate them if they want to have some sort of competitiveness in this
Trying to
final
watch
match. But
the
Prince
fight.
Ninja taking out Mr. Zombie. And look at this time
Dangerous.
ticked out. It's at 95, 96. They have another 3%. Someone needs to touch this point, and it's going to be Kamidala. Alex, however,
Down
gets the
barrier,
pick on
letting the
Emerald, and
rest
there's
of
a
the
bomb
team
to
push
point.
in. Iceman
Getting
doing
there
some
ready.
entry denial.
And so far, it's been equal trades on both sides. However, it seems like Tanks seem to be coming out on top. And finally, this Mr. Zombie switches to the Hammond, and he's just rotating around this corner. Sovereign and My Oxygen, however, just cleaning house on healers, and this is not even a competition anymore. Mr. Zombie barely getting in on time and missing out that win.
And it looks like Tanks are going to win after map 3. Once again, some very nice and fun plays for both teams. They said best of 7. We could
This
go
might
on
just
all day
go
like
on
this.
for the whole day.
I know. But no, very nice job there for both teams. We saw some very nice plays. Even though Tanks came out on top of this one, healers had some very impressive plays. We saw in King's Row, they had some very impressive runs. And then again, even on Lijiang Tower, they had some very nice plays. Ice Manta and Zombie able to get in there, get some nice plays. And we had some shots from Kamidala on the Lucio. I kept watching those like punches, coming in there with the Boostio. I believe that is going to be the end of goats. We have some asks for some more games. But I think it is time for our Widowmaker 1v1s. Very excited for
Absolutely.
this one.
And before we get into the Widowmaker 1v1s, we just want to shout out Skulls once again for sponsoring this event, and also Make a Wish GA. Donate some money to Make a Wish. They always do some great work for people in need. And of course, check out Skulls. They always produce some high quality esports gear if you do need something to help improve your game.
Yeah, and we're sitting out here, we're casting this. It is a tournament, and these are games where people are competing against each other. But at the end of the day, it's all for fun. These guys are just, having a good time, and we're all just trying to come together and, raise some money for a good cause. That's what this whole tournament is about. And we definitely need your help to do that. So if you get the chance, make sure to send in a donation for Make a Wish Georgia. Any amount makes a big difference. And so we hope you guys enjoy the rest of the tournament, and we are going to be running until December 20th. So if you don't have time to donate right now, you definitely have some time. Pop in here and just donate what you can. It's all going to a good cause.
Absolutely. Even if you cannot donate, just make sure to watch the stream and maybe check out some of these players. Who knows where some of these players might end up in the future. Maybe they
Mhm.
could go through the path to pro recognition, and you never know. And it would just be nice to support the stream even by following or just watching throughout all these games. Anything and everything you do to support the stream is much appreciated. And once again, thank you for even tuning in.
Yeah, send find the link, send it to your mom, send it to your dad, your brother, your sister, your neighbor, your neighbor's dog. Who cares? As long as they're watching the stream, as long as they're supporting it, we'll take anybody. It doesn't matter. We
just,
don't discriminate here.
just open as many accounts, or scam
Yes.
Twitch, doesn't matter. Make as many free Gmail, Yahoo accounts. Do people make Yahoo accounts anymore? I don't know, but make
I
as
don't
many
know.
accounts.
AOL,
Sign them up for
who
Twitch,
cares?
AOL. Maybe link your MySpace accounts. Who knows?
Exactly. Send a link to your grandma. Find her on Facebook. Send her that link. Tell her to pop in here. Just watch a little bit of Overwatch. You never know, she might like it.
Exactly. She may relate to some of the characters in the game. She watches Anna. She's like, yeah, as a young child, I was
That's
like
my
that.
girl right there.
That's me. I can relate to this person. Did you know, by the way, quick facts for everyone out there?
Oh,
Anna's 6 feet tall.
she is?
She's 6 feet tall. She
I
was
gotta
just
look this.
punched
Are
over.
you sure?
She's 6 feet. This is not a joke.
I don't
She's
know if I
6 feet
believe
tall.
you.
She's 6 feet tall, Anna.
How tall is Anna Overwatch? I'm gonna fact check you right here, right
No,
now.
no, come on.
I, I don't know. She is. Are you
Yeah,
serious?
I told you. I'm never wrong, man. When it comes to Overwatch and my facts, I just know. I just know.
I was
Like,
I was like ready to call you out on that, but no, you're
that's
right.
that's quite rude.
Now I'm
But
curious who's shorter. So Anna is actually the same height as Echo. I'm looking this up right now. Anna is actually taller than Farah. She's taller than Widowmaker. She's taller than Hanzo. she's, taller than, she's taller than
she's
Ash.
taller than most of the population on Earth.
That
The
is,
average is being 5'3" and 5'7".
yeah. I mean,
So,
she's taller than the average American adult woman.
and male.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. What's the average male height? Like
I think
5'8" or something like that?
5'7", 5'8", 5'7".
Yeah, 5'7", 5'8". I know it's like 5'4". For
5'4".
women.
Is
Yeah,
it
I'm pretty
5'3"?
sure. I don't know. That doesn't sound right. I don't know what I'm
Come
saying.
on, you can't be fact checking me and they get your fact
I
wrong.
know.
Come on,
I can
come
fact check
on.
you on Overwatch stuff, but I can't fact check you on like actual.
Right. This is selective. I don't like
Yeah,
this. I don't know about this.
I have like separate sections of my brain that are dedicated to certain things, and how
Oh,
tall
right.
how tall the average American is unfortunately not one of those categories.
See, I see how
Here
it
we
is.
go, on to the Necropolis, getting into our Widowmaker 1v1s. We got Emerald versus Zombie. We saw them on the tanks. Zombie has already said delete the VOD of this. I'm excited to see how this plays out. Who's gonna draw first blood here? Now we saw both of
And-
them on tanks last round
Exactly.
during goats.
And Emerald immediately taking high ground. So did Mrs. Zombie
Oh,
immediately
there we go.
taking him out. Emerald coming out on top of this first map.
Finding that first pick
Widowmaker.
onto Zombie.
Sending.
The
And
zombie
I guess
thought it was
it's not
headshots
headshot
only.
only. I guess
Oh.
not.
Doing some tactical crouching here, Emerald. I don't think they even know where each other are. Emerald's tactically
think so
crouching like crazy, ready with the
But it seems that
Oh.
Mr. Zombie has taken the high. What?
Oh, there's the
Emerald doing some
crouch.
pulling the moves out on
some
Mr.
360,
Zombie, and it seems they can
360
just
no
shoot
scope.
each other. The
There we
whole-
go.
Score.
Zombie.
1.
That's a foul. You can't be pulling out the machine gun in the Widowmaker 1v1s.
That is unsportsmanlike. Unsportsmanlike. And it seems like headshots and body shots are counted, but no SMG. That just makes you a bad man, a bad man.
I'm loving these spins we've got going on here from Emerald. You know, we saw last time they took the grapple, going for a little cheeky.
Oh!
Oh, the mid-air shot. Both of them landing something, but not quite enough to kill. Just body shots. Still looking to get
Important
in.
body shots, however.
Oh yeah. any
Mr.
little
Zombie
bit of
playing
help.
this low ground, crouching all the way around, and now finally going on top. Oh!
This cross.
Oh,
the mid-air
Emerald!
shot from Emerald.
2-1.
Very nice job there.
Look at the flick of that wrist, oh my lord. This man pulling out all the stops and taking the series lead 2-1. Let's see how Mr. Zombie comes back from this.
Oh, here we go. Both, you know, kind of being a little hesitant. Zombie looks a little nervous there in that corner, trying to stay off to the side. Oh, go for the midair, but Emerald catches it.
2-3.
Very nice shot there from Emerald.
Battle.
Emerald once again displaying dominance. How Mr. Zombie needs to find a way to come back from this. And he seems to get progressively more scared, but
Yeah, it seems like Emerald is playing a little bit more, you know, like we saw. You know, they're playing this Widowmaker exactly how they played the Winston, just absolutely aggressive, you know, as you can imagine. Oh, there's some shots there trying to bait out. I don't think Emerald actually. Oh,
that's
finding
the
that
headshot.
headshot. Zombie gonna be a little bit more hesitant now.
Zombie just chilling in this corner, not knowing what to do now.
Oh, another air shot from Emerald, bringing it up 4-1.
This is seeming to look one-sided, but Mr. Zombie can still bring this back, and hopefully he does, because we want this to be as competitive as possible. And
Oh, going for the tree shot, trying to look through the bomb tree. Not really able to find anything there. Emerald trying to predict a little bit. Oh my gosh! The
this
flip!
man is on crack.
Oh my
What
gosh!
did he take?
Battle. Widowmakers.
This is a slaughter. This is please someone make this stop. I think Mr. Zombie was right by asking to delete this one. This
Now
might not do
Zombie-
well for his reputation.
Oh, Zombie coming in here for the tactical crouching, trying to match Emerald. Emerald finding a few body shots there before finishing it off with that third one. Up 6-1.
Battle.
Mr. Zombie putting a Sag in match chat, and Emerald with just these quick scopes and slowly whittling him down. But
Now,
Mr.
Zombie
Zombie still
has
being
been able-
unafraid, taking all
He's been
these
able to make some nice
aggressive
shots,
angles.
but they just haven't really been able to, you know, go in for the kill on Emerald. So, you know, Zombie definitely still has a chance to get some nice kills in here, you know, like we saw earlier. You see, there we go. Very nice shot there. That little mid-air shot from Zombie, just unfortunately not enough to get the finishing blow. Trying to be a little cheeky there.
Being a little sneaky,
Slowly
sneaky.
approaching the doorway.
Oh,
Oh, a
Emerald
body
gets
shot
the
from
headshot,
Emerald.
gets two,
Victory.
and
Able
that
to
is
dive down
GG.
there.
Emerald wiping the floor with Mr. Dr. Zombie. That is just outclassed in a way. Mr. Dr. Zombie had a few good shots and tried their best to show off what they can do, but in the end it just show. It was just too much. It was too much power, too much vigor, and too many headshots on the side of Emerald.
And even I wasn't completely sure going into this, if it was going to be headshots only. And I think Zombie was expecting headshots only as well. But Emerald going for those headshots originally, but when those peaks kept coming out and those shots just weren't quite finding, going for a little bit more body shots there usually is on like maybe the third body shot in there, and Emerald was just able to find it. Like we said earlier, Zombie was getting some of these really nice shots, but unfortunately, they just weren't enough to seal the deal.
Mhm.
But
And Emerald was supposed to be tank play. He was their Reinhardt. Who would have known that he'd be able to hit shots like these?
I know, people always talk about, main tanks and just tank players in general not having a lot of mechanical skill. But Emerald and Zombie coming out here with these very nice shots, proving that theory wrong. Showing out for the tanks right now.
Standing up for the slander that tanks
Yeah.
have been getting for the past since Overwatch's conception, honestly.
Yeah,
And
since the beginning.
This is what we love to see. We love to see this.
Now I'm seeing some things in chat, and I'm not sure if they're actually going to happen. I'm not sure if this is going to
happening?
stay a Widowmaker 1v1. Or
Enable Widow's Venom Mine.
I'm not sure if we're gonna have a Widow. Widowmaker might. I don't know if we call it a Widowmaker 1v1. It'll be interesting. I don't know. We're gonna see.
It's adding a different twist to it. There'll be different
Twist,
it'll just be different mechanics, and there'll be different skills involved right now.
It's Widowmaker, except she looks completely different, and she has different abilities, and isn't a sniper.
And is May.
Your hero.
Yeah, it's Widowmaker, but May.
Yeah, that's it. And it seems
So-
to be Emerald versus Mr. Dr. Zombie again. Hopefully wanting a redemption arc. Maybe the first game was just a warm-up game.
Yeah, so we are going to be seeing some Widowmaker versus not so Widowmaker. Emerald on the Widowmaker versus Zombie on the May Widowmaker. It's not May, it's just Ice Widowmaker.
Oh,
Oh,
Emerald
save
already
it
getting
with
2 shots. Oh, Mr. Dr.
Zombie.
Zombie getting those 2 icicles, doming Emerald in the head.
Sniping with the ice? That's what I'm telling you. It's not May, it's Ice Widowmaker. I refuse
You're absolutely right.
to
I guess it's
believe
Ice
that this-
Widowmaker with Ghost. They just pull up again. What's going on?
Already. Oh man, my face hurts. Oh goodness.
I'm confused and perplexed as to what this tournament is going to end up being. What do they want? What do our overlords want us to know? Because we're going into this completely blind. We don't know what's happening anymore. Is it just going to be a widow we widow now? I
We
think
just
so.
work here.
We just work here. We don't know what's happening. We are not to be blamed.
Coming out with the ice. Are we gonna have some ice Widowmaker, or is it gonna be normal Widowmaker?
I think it's just going to be normal Widowmaker.
Okay, let's see. Coming to a new map here. Oh
No,
no, we
it's
got
still
some ice Widowmaker. Oh, already throwing up the wall, trying to prevent that, pick right off a spawn.
And
Emerald still trying to go for those picks there. Not sure if he's gonna be going for body shots or going for headshots this time. The May is a little bit more
really
threat-
Emerald with a pick with that headshot
0.
in
Very
midair.
nice job.
Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
Dude, legend to pull that right off the gate.
I don't even know what this is devolved into at this point. It's.
I don't think it should. I don't think it should be important at this point.
Yeah.
All we need to know is it's Widowmaker was the Widowmaker technically,
Fight.
Technically.
with like an asterisk.
Yeah. Slight differences in, appearances, and ability and ultimates. But at the end of the day, it's Widowmaker versus Widowmaker.
They're both women in the end, and that's what
That's
should
true.
be known. That's the most
Yes.
important thing.
They are both female characters.
They're
Oh, Emerald trying to go for a snipe here. Oh! Zombie catching him out the archway. Emerald able to find that very nice shot. Zombie was not expecting that, I don't think. I think they were thinking that you know, Emerald was a little bit further back, not ready for them to walk out of that, you know, little room down there, but Emerald once again with some nice shots out here.
Emerald just hitting these headshot after headshot in a way, which is just pulling out, which is just, even though Mr. Zombie is supposed to get advantaged in this situation by asking to play the Mei, it's still not working out for him.
Here we go, Emerald once again trying to go for that off-spawn shot, but gonna be blocked by that Mei wall. Zombie kind of exposed out here. Going for some ice shots, not looking like it's really landing anything. Both of them desperately trying to land some shots right now. Emerald opting for the high ground, going into the room. Oh, there's the icicle. Oh, getting caught by the venom mine. Zombie getting weakened by that mine, and Emerald able to come out from that top room and get that finishing body shot once again. Coming out on top here, 3-0 currently. In favor
Mr.
of
Dr.
Emerald.
Zombie doing worse than the previous map where they were actually playing the Widowmaker. So I'm confused as to what this is supposed to prove. With Mr. Emerald, in fact, finally warmed up in a way, hitting even more shots than before, showing complete dominance.
Oh, opting for the icicle instead of the wall this time. Off spawn Zombie looking to move in here. Might have to bring it a little bit more close quarters. I think Zombie's gonna have to get right up in Emerald's face.
And
If he
Mr.
wanna do
Emerald
some
as well,
damage.
taking down to that 1 bar of health with that opening shot
Oh,
from
Zombie,
Mr.
gotta be
Zombie.
careful here.
Oh,
Oh,
it's the Venom!
To fall.
Zombie finally able to do some damage
Select your
and
hero.
weaken Emerald, but that Venom Mine, Zombie was not expecting it chilling around the corner.
That
Oh my
Venom
gosh.
Mine always destroying people's hearts and people's desires. Always coming in the way between them and glory. It's
Very
classic.
unfortunate little trap card there on the side of the arch.
Exactly.
4-0
And
right now.
Mr. Dr. Zombie just needs to look out a bit more for these Venom Mines now that they have been enabled to favor, you know, to make it a bit more fair for the side of Emerald.
Yeah, because of course, you know, a Mei is, you know, close quarters is a lot more damaging, you know, than a Widowmaker. Emerald already down to half health though. Zombie is actually able to land some body shots before trying to bring it into close quarters, but Emerald with that grapple, making sure to keep the distance between them, and that's going to be essential if Emerald does want to win this 1v1. Looking like it's working right now, and Zombie is now down to about 1 HP.
Oh, but slowly healing back up thanks to Ice Block. A lovely little skill to have as a Mei player. And as we both know, there are no health packs. So the only person who can heal up is Mr. Dr. Zombie.
Oh, going into Icicle once again, but Emerald waiting for them to pop out of it and instantly going for that shot, bringing this up 5-0 now.
5-0 to Emerald, and it's just proving that utter dominance on any hero is no problem for them. Whether it comes to the Reinhardt or the Widowmaker, they just crush whoever is in their way.
And you know, like I was saying earlier, Emerald is definitely, you know, they know that there's a difference now, you know, between Widowmaker and Ice Widowmaker, and Emerald's making sure to keep the distance between themselves and Zombie, because you know, once you get close quarters with that Mei, you know, it's all over. There's not much you can do, especially when they start freezing. So Emerald doing a nice job keeping that distance. Zombie trying to sneak up there with the wall. Emerald using that grapple, trying to get the distance right now, going for some of these headshots. Oh, it's getting close right now, but Emerald still gonna come out on top there.
Emerald just putting out all the stops to make sure Mr. Dr. Zombie does not close in that distance between them. And it's just absolutely pummeling them. Mr. Dr. Zombie, however, getting in a couple of good shots at the beginning of the round, and every time a round begins, they always get in that one shot, but they never seem to finish it.
Yeah. You know, they'll get Emerald down to about, you know, half or 25 HP, but just not really able to get in there. Emerald always manages to snap back and, you know, get those headshots, get that real damage in before Zombie can go in there and seal the deal. Oh, a clutch wall there from Zombie, barely saving from that Widowmaker's shot.
Oh!
Oh, very unfortunate for
Mr.
Mr.
Dr. Zombie struggling to get into that hallway provides for a nice and easy picking for Emerald, and that's 2-0.
Emerald is going to be the winner once again of this 1v1. I'm not sure if we're going to have someone else jump in here in Mr. Zombie's place, or if they are going to go again. I know we have one person that has expressed interest in jumping in as well, but I'm not sure if we're actually going to get that. Oh, nope, never mind. All right. We have just received word that the stream is going to be wrapping up for today. I don't believe we are going to have another 1v1. But you know, we want to thank you guys for coming in and showing up, everybody in chat and everybody watching, for showing up for the first day of the Shoot for the Stars, you know, Make-A-Wish Georgia 12 Days of Wishmas tournament. We're going to be here until December 20th, you know, playing these tournament games. This was, you know, our mini games today with Goats and with the 1v1s were kind of like a little one-off thing because we had a match cancellation today. But you know, we definitely thank you guys for coming out and just watching these games. And you know, even if you aren't donating, thank you just for coming in and you know, showing support for the cause. You know, all you guys coming in here and you know, just making a difference, just being here, and you know, just watching and showing your support.
Absolutely. And once again, I'd like to shout out Skulls, an esports manufacturer who is sponsoring this event and us. So make sure to check them out. They make some excellent esports gear. And have a great day, everyone.
Oh, and one more thing, if you guys, if you would like to follow up with a little bit more, you can find the pages for the tournament on Twitter and on Instagram. Let me see if I can find that exact handle right now. Let me go into general. Yes, Stars Tourney GA. That's for Stars Tourney Georgia. Stars Tourney GA on Twitter. Go give them a follow so you can keep up with everything that's happening. And we will see you guys tomorrow, same time, 1 o'clock Eastern. Gonna be coming in with another match. So you know, once again, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.
Goodbye, everyone.
What